Alrighty, folks, video number 3 with Privy today is going to be one question of, hey, I've done the work, Michael. I've got my buy box. You already have a buy box on Realtor or Zillow or Redfin or all the above. How is Privy going to help me? So what we're going to do is we're going to put in my old buy box from 2003, and we're going to see what's what. Scott, you ready for this, man?
Let's do it. Let me share my screen here. What do you want to look at? What's your buy box?
So my buy box from 2001 was 93703. 3 bedrooms and above, 2 baths and above. So can we actually take off the 5? Because I was only looking at 3s and 4s.
You know, I'm not sure if we can. Can I do that, Benson? I've never tried to take off, too many.
Okay. Yeah, I think you can click the 4 and the 3.
There you go. Oh, and now it was only 2 baths only.
There we go. 2 bed. Oh, you just want 2 bed, 2 bath?
No. Only 2 baths. 3 or 4 bedroom, 2 baths.
Okay, gotcha. There we go. Okay.
Single story. Man, look at this. This is exactly what I did.
Where is single story?
It says all. It's right underneath baths.
Oh. Okay.
And then one thing I did add that I don't see here was size. I had a 1,200 to 1,700 square foot size. Oh, look at that. There it is. Man, it does.
1,200 to 1,700, right?
Let's do 1,200 to, let's say, 1,800.
Okay.
That was
really tight buy box.
Yeah, so this is why. So a buy box for me back in 2001 was meant to produce 20 to 40 active listings. Why is that? Because I had a full-time job, I was raising a daughter, and I was on a plane 3 days a week. I could only look at a set of criteria. And oh, by the way, Benson, I looked at this exact criteria for 3.5 years. Wow. A buy box is permission, a requirement to focus, and then more importantly, what not to look at. So I didn't look at any 2 bedrooms. I didn't look at any 5 bedrooms. I didn't look at any condos. I didn't look at any fourplexes. I didn't look at any apartments. No mobile homes. No. That's all I looked at. So this is exactly my buy box from 2001. I am curious what the hell happens. Let's see. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Everything in the picture here. Long-term rentals. It could be,
let's just start. Yeah. Let's just Zuber's buy box. Okay. So what do we have? So these are active listings, right? Green
are active listings. Yeah.
Okay. So let's add some filters. Look at, let's do all the pending, under contract, and sold. Let's just do all of them.
I will note that right now, this is no deal application to it. This is just the listings that are in that zone. Yeah,
I'm just starting my top-down search.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing. I'm going, okay, this is my focus. So again, I don't know what we have here. Is there like a count somewhere? Probably like
yeah, we're looking at 38 properties.
Perfect. So 38. So this is exactly what I would have done back in 2001. I would have started to look in here. And how did I find the Mayfair district is what the zip code is called? I asked a dozen people in Fresno, where's middle Fresno, right? Middle class Fresno. This is what they said. I don't know if it's the same today. This is what I was told in 2001. So what I would do with this is I would dig into all, and again, remember what I said before we hit go? I want 20 to 40 listings. I would look at all of these. I would write all of these on my tracking spreadsheet. I would write their address, their bed count, their size, I would eventually get rents. I would mark, make ready of complete, like flip quality, run down. I would know everything about these 38 listings. And that is my day one. And then what I would do is come back tomorrow and see if anything changed. Now, this is so cool for me to kind of revisit 2001 again. So what are some things you can tell me about these listings?
Benson, you wanna drive it here?
Well, this is a combination of different statuses, right? So there's,
correct,
I don't know, 7 or 8 active listings, and then there's some pending ones. and then obviously the red ones are sold. So if you had a strategy of going for off market properties, then the red ones would be there for you too. So let's uncheck sold, and then just look at like what's currently there, and then that gives us 11 properties.
Yeah. So again, just not to interrupt, but I want people to realize in the past, I would have expanded my criteria, because remember, the minimum I want is 20. Right. So
Gotcha.
in today's world, because we have no inventory, I would probably expand this. But this was, and again, what I would probably start with is I might make them bigger. I might have to add bedrooms or whatever. But this is how Privy could help somebody who has a buy box kind of dig into how the market looks.
Yeah. So Scott, why don't you use the pencil icon there and draw a larger zone around there, and then that'll bring in additional listings that will help to increase the quantity.
You're just showing off now. That's pretty
There
cool.
you go. And so 30, right? So if we take off pending, that'll bring us active listings that we can actually target that are right in that area that you want.
There we go. 27.
Yeah.
Perfect. So in today's market with lack of inventory, this could be, and again, this is so funny to kind of reminisce. I would dig into every single one of these records. My spreadsheet would be tracking these. I would note the dates I found them. I would go into each picture and kind of estimate, is it done? Move-in ready? Is it lipstick? Is it a heavy lift? Right? Because again, you're getting these right out of the MLS. I could see like this one dialed in. So what does my make ready cost? 0. You find another one that's run down, maybe it's something different. So this is fun to revisit.
So Scott, the thing I would do next then is probably to apply the long-term rental filter to the current listings and see if any of them have
it's going to be
comps that
interesting.
we found that will help them meet the cap rate that you want to meet.
Yeah, I'm sure it's it's not going to be the same cap rate you get in Cleveland, I don't think. But what do you think? What would you be hoping for here?
So let's try a 5% cap. Let's just leave it there.
Okay.
Let's see.
There's a couple.
All right.
I don't know if we're gonna have pictures for any of these. They might, it looks like they all might need some work.
This is actually a third-party MLS area.
Yeah.
So this is what the data looks like if you're not in one of our direct to MLS areas.
It's okay. So I know this market really well. So
Yep.
let's do 259. Let's do that one. So what's that? That's Brown 3-2. That's gonna, I think I actually know that listing. So let's see. So what do they got for rent?
So we have one 0.05 miles away. Very similar square footage. This one's a little bit bigger, but the same number of beds and baths. Okay. Renting for $2,300. We can open this up and take a look at what kind of construction they needed to.
Yeah, initially I would have thought 2,300 was high because again, folks, I've got almost 200 units in this market. But looking at this one, how they've got it dialed in, wow, wow, look at that.
Solar panels.
Yeah, they got solar, so they're probably passing that on to the renters. Okay, I like it. This is pretty cool. So you want to go and show me, is there anything else we should be looking at here, Benson?
Actually, I have a good question for you from your expert perspective.
Mm-hmm.
For sales comps, we typically want to stay within about a half a mile, right? In kind of like a suburban area. That's what we use as our default.
Yep.
What radius do you use for rental comps?
So I think half a mile, generally speaking, is pretty good, but you definitely got to watch school zones because that could change street to street. Schools matter. Highways or freeways matter. That sometimes could be very different. Like in Fresno, if you cross McKinley there, that could be different. Just that street alone could be different one side or the other. I'm just looking at the map here. Then there's the Tower District, which is just off the screen. If you were like on Hammond there and then you got a tower listing, they're very different. They attract a different clientele. But I think a half mile, generally speaking, is decent to start with. But these are all things that you as an investor, as you do this daily, you should get better. That's the goal.
Yeah.
The other thing I think is really
work with somebody on the ground, like an agent, like Al there. Yeah, he may be able to give you more insight into where some of those cutoffs are with
exactly. He would say avoid, east of McKinley or whatnot.
Yeah.
But the other thing I love that you have here is that Brown property is a -3% cash on cash. You know, sometimes in my world, just so we're clear, that's called an alligator, and that's a bad deal. We don't do those. But here's the deal. So this is something you could add, Benson, into version 3 or 4. You could actually take this math, because if you click on this, like, and you show the math that you had before, the assumptions at the bottom, can we do that?
Yep.
Because what you could do in a subsequent version is you could say, what price do I need to buy it at to get a 4% cash on cash? So think about it. Because again, you could back into that math, right? So I can't offer 259 or whatever it was, but if I offer 209, I go from a -3 to 4. So these are things that you could do when you kind of take this base framework and you wrap one rental at a time around it, is you can start helping people. You know, Patrick Bet-David calls it disrespectful offers. I don't write offers that produce negative cash flow. That is stupid. But some people need help with the math. Like, how do I go from -3 to 4? Well, you can offer less, you can get better rates, higher rents. I mean, there's lots of ways you can get there, but sometimes just that little bit of help can really help people, Benson. Just an idea.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. We love feedback.
Yeah,
90% of what you see in Privy, it was all built based off of what we knew our users wanted to have in the system.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So folks, I think Privy is, again, they're here because I think they can help. I think they can answer the 2 biggest questions I get. Hey, I live in an expensive market. I can't invest here. Where should I go? Video number 2. Hey, I've got a buy box. I want more data. Here's video number 3. Benson, kind of bring us home here. Wrap us up from the day. This has been 3 great videos. What do you want to tell people?
Well, you know, this is brand new. So obviously Privy's been around for many, many years. We've been around for close to a decade. When it was first built, it was built from the perspective of agents just trying to provide more value for investor clients. We were also investors ourselves, but we were just looking to automate a lot of the tedious tasks that we were doing every day, single day, that was just sucking up our time. And so with the advent of automation and machine learning, we've figured out a way, working with our local MLSs and other data providers, to really optimize our time, get better results, and find deals automatically just by leveraging algorithms. And so we've taken that thing that we've been doing for years to help wholesalers and fix and flippers and buy and hold investors as well, but really building a tool that is for the long-term investor, the investor that wants to build a portfolio of cash flowing properties, making the process simple for them to analyze, where they before were maybe having to go out and search on the internet for a bunch of data in different places and really just not knowing what they're looking at. So we're really excited about this first release, and we'll be adding in more and more features, quality data, the ability to edit. And then down the road, Michael, I know this is a bit of a different twist, but we are going to be adding in short-term rental data. That's probably later on this year, maybe early next first quarter 2024. But that's on the roadmap. That's why we're calling this long-term rental in the office, is because we know short-term rental is coming.
Yeah, the thing that's definitely, again, why I said yes to Privy, 10 or 8 weeks ago, whenever we started doing this, is you're getting the most up-to-date information. Again, Altos Research, shout out to that team, produces the most up-to-date stuff because it is active. It's right now. It's not pending. It's not stale. It's not out there. Then you add in the ability to compare and source. And as you've shown, network. I think there's a lot here, folks. Privy is giving you a 30% discount if you sign up for a year, 20% off your first month with the ORAT coupon code or discount or whatever you want to call it, ORAAT. What is the site, Scott? Where do we send them?
GetPrivyNow.com.
GetPrivyNow.com, folks. Use the discount code. Poke around. I think it's going to help a lot of people. Guys, thank you so much.
Thanks, Mike.